Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the antidote to lockdown boredom. I've trawled the internet for the best, worst, most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find. And with any luck, my guests will be able to answer all of them. Today we have got with us... What?
I'm going to interrupt you because you have to answer them too. Ow.
Do you know how few questions I've answered in the last week?
Very little.
We've made you answer some.
He actually answered one question before everybody else.
Well, I do occasionally. Ooh. If I've got an answer, I'll answer.
If it's a yes or no answer.
Oh, that's easy. I'll look one up.
Just moves right on.
As long as I can make an answer up, I'm good. Today we have got with us, shockingly, an upright and functioning Manda.
Sort of functioning and barely be able to talk, but I'm here.
We've been told we can take the piss out of her as much as usual, so.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. You know, no sympathy for the fact that you've been damn near dying the last week. Of course not.
No, of course not.
No. We've also got Granny.
Hey.
We've got Jeff.
Oi, oi.
We have got Mr. Nerdy Rodent.
Squeak.
And we got MathPig.
Oink.
A veritable farmyard. And also here we've got to do two things before we start. We should wish Wooly a happy birthday for tomorrow, because we're not here tomorrow. But if you go and kick Jeff on his asterisk stream, he can wish you a happy birthday there.
Yes, yeah. Oh, it'll be on Hissy's channel tomorrow. So we're going to be finishing. We're going to be finish off asterisks in the Olympic Games, and then we're just going to do like a sort of recap of what we've gone through so far, sort of thing with it. So,
how many times do you think it'll be taken down?
Dave, don't jinx it.
My husband has an asterisk hardcover book that's at least 4 decades old.
Ooh. That's quite cool. In French?
6. No, it's in English.
Okay, and the other thing we've got to do before we move on is say, Julie!
Julie.
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 You awake?
Julie, 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 do you love me?
Wake up!
Probably beforehand. So I'll be in the chat, maybe.
Wakey, wakey, Julie.
She's already fast asleep, probably. Right. We will do a question. You got a question we're on now?
What?
1001.
Yeah, fuck you guys for doing that without me. That's
to be fair, I wanted it to be on episode 100.
What episode is this?
97, maybe?
This is 98.
98,
Yeah,
there you go.
It's,
I would have had to...
could have stretched shit out long
I
enough.
could have done if I'd planned a week ago.
What it is, Manda, is we get a lot more done when you're not here.
Right, I'll take that.
To just churn through the questions.
You're lucky it hurts to talk, so I can't talk much today. I'm just gonna.
Well, that's no
She
fun.
should just do that for a lot.
It's my normal response. It's okay.
Right. Question 1001. What do you miss most about being an 18-year-old?
Energy.
My body.
Not being a fat fuck would help, and not having Crohn's disease was good as well.
What is Crohn's disease? It's good, isn't it? Well, didn't you already have Crohn's disease at that point?
No.
Or is that something you get later?
If I did, it wasn't registering. Let's put it that way.
Fair enough. Nerdy?
By the time I was 18, I had already had three of my knee surgeries, so I was already starting my chronic pain thing. But yeah,
1, 2,
I started
3,
fucking
4.
young.
18, 5, 6.
What?
7 surgeries by 18.
Oh. Okay, you beat me. Fuck off.
I have that both of you beat. I have you both of you beat if we want to include dental surgeries, but I don't think.
No,
No,
dental
I've got, if you want dental surgeries,
You
I've got to
have
include moving my
your
teeth.
fucking tibia broken off and restructured into your kneecap.
Yeah,
That's
I had
the
that.
surgery.
I had that, but that was not before I was 18.
Yeah, that one was before.
I had a like nerve pulled out whilst I was awake. That was painful.
It was painful.
You'd have thought they'd have put a
I
shot
said,
in
"Don't
it.
worry,
If you got hold of it.
you won't feel anything. The nerve's dead. Really? Ah,
Ow.
dead to me."
That's what you get for going to the dentist in the UK.
If it was something to do with the fact somebody didn't understand the difference between hockey and golf during PE.
Ooh.
Lots of people lose their teeth in hockey. Harmonica Man says, having energy and good health. Antjer says, not a goddamn thing. Oh, wait, yeah, my body. Spooky says, I could get a pint and a half of beer for £1.
Yeah. Well, is it something wrong, Dave? When I used to play rugby for ages, and I got way more blooming injuries playing field hockey, which is supposed to be a non-contact sport. Something wrong.
No, I remember getting injured. Lots.
Yeah. See if it's ice hockey, it'd be acceptable because they're very awfully smash into one another. But
Also, college. College was fun. So, I'll go with that as well.
B says, not having any cares for the first month after my birthday. I was so happy.
Okay.
Nerdy.
Yeah, I'm going to be as unoriginal as everyone else and go with my body because it actually worked then. I could walk and
Novelty,
raise
isn't
my
it?
hands and everything.
I think I got kicked out my first pub actually not long after that day or so after my 18th birthday. When my best mate's old man took me and him down the pub. He was going to buy us a couple of beers for my 18th because my mate was a couple of months older, and he sat saying, "You were buying the lad." He said, "The old man, you buying the lads some drinks?" He says, "Yeah, they're bringing Jeff in here. He turned 18 yesterday, and then the landlord's like, fucking bastards, they've been coming in here for 2 years."
I just sent a text to Robin to see if Robin would come and answer this question because Robin has been 19 for all of 6 weeks.
Fuck Robin then. Out there.
He remembers the good times when he was 18.
Right.
Yeah.
The drinking age in the UK is 18 to buy drinks, and there isn't really a drinking age before that. You can go into a pub and have drinks. You're just not allowed to go to a bar before you're 18.
with a meal.
No,
I
not
think.
even without a meal. Oh, there might be an age limit of 7. But no, you can go into a pub. As long as you can't go to the bar.
Can't order drinks.
Can't order drinks, and you can't be at the bar. Even with your parents, you can't be at the bar.
Yeah, I do think I'd have to double check that, but I think it's like you can have a drink with a meal or something. That's about it.
No. You can have a drink with the meal, but you can just drink. There's no restriction on drinking.
Okay, maybe change the laws on this a bit then, because
it's just what you can buy and who can buy it for you.
Yeah,
And
I
shit like
thought
that.
it was 16 with a meal in a pub, but
No, it might be.
That
It's in a
says that
bar.
Jeff's right.
It
You're
specifies.
wrong, Dave.
No, Jeff's right. Apparently, you got to have a meal. But I thought you could be in like a beer garden. It was being in the bar. I'm getting told off. Oh,
You can't even go in a bar unless you're 21 in America.
well, look, Dave, I will say this: when I worked in a pub, one of the barmaids. I mean, okay, we are talking a long time ago here, but one of the barmaids got fined as well as the pub for supplying alcohol to a minor, and she didn't actually even sell the alcohol to the minor. Somebody bought it for them. So
No, it says here if you're under 16 or under, you may be able to go into a pub primarily if you're accompanied by an adult. However, this isn't always the case. But it's illegal to give alcohol to a child under 5, so there is a grey area there.
It used to be much grayer in the United States too. When I was 18, which was in 1979, the legal age varied so much from state to state. Where I lived in Wisconsin, it was 18. And Minnesota was 19. And I went to college in La Crosse, which was right on the border between Minnesota and Wisconsin. And so every Friday night, all the 18-year-olds from Minnesota crossed the bridge and came drinking in La Crosse, which is part of the reason why La Crosse had more bars per square foot than any other city in the state or in the country.
Right. MathPig.
Very little. 18 wasn't great for me. I did have my body, but maybe I had a bit more of I had a bit less of a forehead, but
How big would you say your forehead is now?
my entire top of my head.
But is that better than it being ginger?
Ah,
Never was.
no, you're right. He's right. He said, I've seen
Face is
photos.
ginger.
He's never had ginger hair on his head.
He grew to be fair though, like, he grew up in the era when we were racist against gingers in the UK, so it couldn't have been easy. We're a bit more
Again,
more politically correct these
He
days.
wasn't ginger. I mean, he wasn't ginger until he managed to get some bum fluff on his face.
No, even
you
that was dark at the start.
Were you surprised when it went that ginger?
No.
Why not?
No. Okay.
Did it go
Dave.
ginger when he met Manda? Is that the...
We both did, I guess. Dave.
No.
the question?
Oh, what do I miss most? My body. I'd have to. Now that everyone said that, I've got to go with that. Although saying that, my body wasn't in that wonderful a state then. And so energy might be better. I could manage to plough through with the broken body.
I guess it goes along with the body, though. And I didn't mean like the pain thing with the body. I just meant with, the body.
Yo.
Dave's seen pictures. I've shown him pictures, so you will agree with me, right?
You could see what she could do with a 10-pence piece in that body.
Oh, God.
Harmonica Man says, at 18, I couldn't get laid if I were an egg. 23 was better because I met a fat hooker named Tootie. That toothless bitch was a special kind of lady. That feels like a song.
Fuck.
It's just broken.
I'm going to assume Tootie was a professional name, not an actual name.
I don't think hookers usually use their real names. So they're
Do
all
they not?
candy. Shit. No. You know nothing about hookers, do you, Dave?
Well, I know absolutely nothing about hookers. I literally have no clue.
Watch the movies then.
You think the movies are true?
I don't know. Do you think I know a lot of hookers? Or any?
I think you're more likely to know than me.
What the fuck?
Keep going, Dave. Keep digging.
No. As in being an American rather than being a Brit, given that we have a social safety net.
See, not content to dig your own hole. You're trying to dig all us fellow Brits a hole as well.
Very much so.
Thank you, Dave.
B says that she's the only hooker that Manda knows. Apparently, that's worse.
There you go.
Okay. That was her real name. She was also my landlady.
Ooh,
I know hooker's a position in rugby. I don't know what you.
I've met plenty of that sort of hookers. I don't know anybody. I don't think I've ever met anyone that I have known has been a hooker.
Even after paying her.
Never had to pay anyone. The problem with being annoyingly confident at times is that you don't tend to have to pay. They've always refused my money. It was that good.
They also refused the sex part as well.
He said, "Shut up, Dave."
Next question.
Next question. Oh, that's it. It's gonna make it so much better. Question 1002. Would it be better to never be able to say yes or never be able to say no?
He was fucking priming us for this, wasn't he?
No, I hadn't read the
He
question.
leading this down this road.
That's easy. Never say yes.
Never say yes.
Yeah, that would be better. I need to be able to say no.
Yeah, I probably could do with saying no a bit more often, but
Yeah, me too.
I think anyone with kids has got to be able to say no.
Oh my fucking god, yes. My entire life is no, Angel.
No.
No.
No,
Angel.
no.
And then now, since he's 16 and taller than me, he's like, well, fuck you, Mom. I'm going to do what I want. So, it's my life.
Your life. Nerdy.
I think only saying yes would make life a lot easier.
I think it'd be a lot more fun.
Yeah, I mean, then you get your kid and be, sticking his fingers in the phone socket and or the electric socket and stuff, and you won't be able to say no. So it'll just be survival of the fittest, really, won't it?
You need to make sure you have a few kids.
Do you know Angel's socket story?
No?
No.
Okay.
Was that like socket like the robots?
This was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. He decides in school, he got suspended for this, by the way, in school suspension. He takes this plastic fork and he covers the tongs in tinfoil and fucking shoves that shit into a light socket and blew the whole thing out.
That's pretty good.
Why.
Yeah.
I don't know why he did it. At least he was smart enough to use a plastic fork so that he wouldn't get, he's like, I knew what I was doing. I wouldn't get electrocuted if I was holding the plastic and not the, and I put the tinfoil in it.
Yeah, I'm not stupid.
Why
I'm
the
not
fuck
going
he
to
did
die.
it, I don't know. Why he did it in school, I don't know. But he was very proud of this, but also got suspended for it. So.
Whenever they rewired my mother's house, they had like live wires coming out of the wall, and I put my slipper on and I touched it with the bottom of my foot because it's insulated. Everything went bang, and there was about a 3-inch hole in the bottom of the slipper, burnt right through to my foot. I was proud I didn't die.
Why did your mother have exposed wires hanging in her house, though?
We were rewiring the whole house. We were living in a caravan. I was not supposed to be in the house.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's on you. Totally on you.
Clearly, yeah.
I need to yell at your mother then.
Twice I have been electrocuted because of my father.
That does not surprise me.
Right. Once I was told to take a heating unit off the wall, and there were no screws to it, so I was just told to lever it off. So I put a screwdriver on one side and a screwdriver on the other side and levered it. It turns out that the two live things were on either side. So the screwdriver, as I'm doing this, they touch the two terminals on either side, and I was thrown 10 foot backwards across the kitchen, just standing on the other side of the fucking room doing this.
Holy shit.
Right? And the other one was worse. Okay, and this is now, I now carry a mains tester on me whenever I go anywhere near my dad. Right? Because I don't trust him. Okay, so he gets this. He wants me to change a light. I can't remember quite what. And he disconnects the lead from the power socket up, and he just wants me to change the fitting and this, that, and the other. Right. The problem is there's another fucking switch, isn't there, that's powering it. So it's not just a straight thing through, and it's still live. And he's convinced me. He's talked me through everything he's done, and I'm like, fine. And I go and I'm up a ladder. And this is why it's worse. Like I'm fucking thrown off the fucking ladder.
Oof. How high were you up the ladder?
Oh, it was only about 3 foot off the ground.
Okay.
But far enough that I ended up in a crumpled mess on the floor. All I needed was smoke for it to be the perfect scene.
Just turn all the fuses off in the house whenever you have to do any work.
But then I have to boot the servers back up. I can do anything to try and avoid. Go on.
I was like 8 years old, and I was on a horse farm, and they had an electric fence. Nobody bothered to tell me it was an electric fence, so I put my hand on it, and it threw me back a couple. It was just like a couple feet, but that shit was intense. It hurt a lot.
Not strong at all.
I had a very strange experience with being electrocuted. I was making syrup, and I was holding the spoon in the pan. This was before microwave ovens and things like that. And the waffle iron was plugged into the same wall as the stove, but not into the stove socket. And I cut some butter. And when I cut the butter, I was jerked off my feet. Now, my dad was standing a few feet behind me, so I thought he was playing a trick on me, and he had grabbed my arms and pulled me. And I looked and I said, "What'd you do that for?" And he said, "What? I didn't touch you." And we had no clue what happened. So the next time I made syrup, I took the knife and just very gently tapped the waffle iron and realized it was a complete circuit. It was really weird.
Oh.
Right, there's a super chat from Jeff. How many Daves does it take to change a light bulb? The answers in the chat, please. Yeah, we're fine. Thank you.
I hadn't thought of a punchline yet, so
Andrea says,
come up with one.
my brother stuck a metal fork in an electrical outlet when he was little. Maybe that's why he's a Trumpy now.
Makes sense.
Well, it's a valid explanation.
Doorknob heads. Oh, he's got electrical instructions. Step 1, turn off all the breakers. Step 2, lick all the terminals to make sure they're off.
Yeah, great idea.
Rab says, MathPig's brother pissed on an electric fence once. That was funny. Wait, isn't he your brother? Isn't Rab your brother?
Oh.
No, Rob's not my brother.
Who's
I've explained this to you before. Rob's mother used to babysit us when we were in primary school. I've known that man his entire life.
How does he know where your brother's sticking his dick?
But we all used to hang about.
God damn it.
Rob still says hello to me in the shops. It's wonderful.
He says hello to me. He's a lovely bloke. B says 5, 1 to hold the light bulb and 4 to spin the ladder. Harmonica Man said, I was shocked on stage once. It didn't really hurt me, but the fuses blew out in the bar. It was a junky place on the blues trail. B says, only 1, but it takes him an hour to ask its ridiculous question first.
Yeah, that sounds all right. Yeah.
I won't remember. I will think you are MathPig's brother forever, probably. I'll remember for this episode. Probably.
Maybe. No, you
Maybe.
won't. You won't.
You should make me a mod too. Doorknob Head says he's pissed on an electric fence. I was just thinking there's another time as well that the only person I think would appreciate it is Nerdy. I was sat when I was about 14 with an old AT computer and the power switch was wonky. So I just stuck my hand in to straighten the power switch up. But if you recall, they were 240 live in AT computers.
I grabbed an electric fence, not even last week, just to see if it was live or not, because it was lifting the child over the top of it when we were in the field.
Normally, you touch it with your leg if you got jeans on.
Yeah, I just tapped it with my finger, and then nothing happened, so I put my hand around it. And I was like, clearly not electrocuted. So I'm fine.
Apparently, Granny's never pissed on an electric fence. Why not? Although I imagine the logistics would be slightly more awkward.
That's why I put it in the chat.
It reminds me of that Ren and Stimpy song. Don't whiz on the electric fence.
I had a niece that was helping me change the battery in a car one time, and she was like, she's only 5 or 6. She's very enthusiastic. She's helping me. She's even got the rubber gloves and all on, and I'm explaining to her about not touching the terminals on the car battery both at the same time. And when she went and got close, I grabbed her from behind. She jumped about 6 foot in the fucking air. Oh, I'm a cruel bastard, but it was hilarious. She thought she was electric. Yeah. I've been making a point. It's like, this is what happens if you touch them. Ah! Scared the fuck out of her. So she knows now not to touch the terminals.
I find it very odd that we've ended up on getting electrocuted from this question.
What was
This
the
wait,
question?
what?
What was the question?
The question was, would you be better to never be able to say yes or never be able to say no?
Oh, okay.
Getting electrocuted, you rarely get a choice in the matter.
You haven't answered, Dave.
Well, MathPig hasn't answered yet.
I
I
just
think
did
you
that
had-
loads of times. I didn't realize that was the question, though.
A long ago.
Dave, you're going to have to add the question, have you ever been electrocuted?
No, that was always a tangent, but I will have that question at some point, I think. We tell all the stories again.
All right,
We'll
honey.
do it with a different panel.
Yeah.
What is it? Would you rather tell me yes or tell me no? One of the two.
Different question altogether.
No, that's the question. You would only be able to say yes or no to her as
Would it
well.
be better to always say yes to Amanda? That's not the question. I think that's a statement. But
So you would prefer to always be always be able to say yes.
yes is probably better. Provided people knew that and you kept yourself away from assholes, you'd be grand.
You coming to bed later?
Hmm?
You coming to bed later?
As early sleep as it is.
There'll be no sleeping.
Man, she'll tell you, I was trying my best to stay awake last night. She was waiting for me to fall off the chair. Like I was passing out on the chair, trying my best.
Is
to
it
stay
me or
up.
is he missing the point?
Pardon?
I said you're missing the point.
Yes, it's okay.
Julie, are you still awake, Julie? Julie?
Julie, you have not been in the chat. She is definitely not awake.
That's right. Julie! I feel bad.
All right, now it's your turn, Dave.
Now it's my turn. Oh, definitely never be able to say no.
See, wait.
Always yes.
You choose
Yeah,
never to
I'll-
say no, or you?
Never be able to say no.
Okay.
But always
If you
say
can't-
yes.
If you can't say yes, you could always say the answer is not no.
Mm.
Wow. Gold star to Granny. Jesus.
There we go.
There are ways around it without the spirit of the question.
What did I say? What did I say earlier? Dave only answers the questions where it's a yes or no answer.
Oh, it's definitely a yes or no answer. Doorknob Head has just asked, is that a pickle with a mohawk?
Yes.
No, apparently not.
No. No.
But the hoop earrings are real.
It's a mohawk that's stuck to a pickle. It's different. It's a difference.
I want to know how the hell you pierce a pickle.
I'll show you
Ask
later.
Rick. If Rick can put fucking body parts in a pickle, you can fucking pierce a pickle, okay? Saying.
Fair
Super
enough.
glue would work.
Super glue.
There's fruit
Are
glue.
your earrings super glued on?
That could work too.
Do you know what? I found a little bit of plastic on the floor earlier that looks exactly like his eyes.
It's a double print Albert, as Spooky says.
Ask a print. You float in your own pee when you're a pickle. Well, he's a stand-up pickle. The stage is covered in it. Right, next question. Question 1003. Netflix and chill I screwed that up. The most common euphemism. Oh, wow, the English in this is appalling. Right, I'm going to go again. Question 1003. Netflix and chill was the common euphemism as an invite for sex before the pandemic. What do you think it should be changed to now?
Netflix and chill still.
Why Netflix and still chill? What?
Because
Why
you're all
Netflix?
stuck inside. I mean, we're watching more Netflix now, not less.
Sanitizer, mask, and chill.
I was thinking bouncing and breathalyzer.
StreamYards and strip.
B says YouTube and hope.
There is no hope. Sorry.
Zero says
No.
Netflix and keep away from me. Antjer says Netflix and Skype. Granny.
Who the fuck uses Skype? Sorry, Handshare. Damn.
For us, it was always brownies. You want some brownies? And it's from
I think
a
that'd
joke.
be taken the wrong way nowadays.
Yeah, but it's from a joke a comedian posed in a stand-up routine that we saw years ago, where this comedian was talking about how he and his wife would occasionally make brownies and hide them in their bedroom, and so the kids didn't know about it. And so it kind of became a running joke of, hey, you want some brownies? And so the two of them would go to the bedroom, and the kids would never know whether there were really any brownies in there or not.
I think I told you that's why I was kicked out of the Cub Scouts for eating a brownie.
A brownie
I'm sure
Girl
she
Scout?
enjoyed it.
I'm not saying a word.
Zero says Netflix and Sext. Stool says Zoom and Toblerone.
I like that. Nice and cool.
Gone up head. So, with social distancing, do you stick a plastic fork with tinfoil in it and get the same sexual thrill that you used to as you watch movies on Zoom? You use a plastic fork?
I use a
Very
spoon.
Spoon seems far easier. MathPig?
I did answer.
Did you?
I'm
Was it a good answer?
breathalyzing.
Oh yeah. Nerdy talked over you. Blame Nerdy.
It's innocent.
No, it's still Blame B month.
It's blame
How's
me,
it?
Mum.
So, I was wondering. I thought, why is it no longer blame MathPig?
It's
Because
blame
it's
B's month.
B's month. And next month, August, is Dave's month.
Why
So,
isn't August my month? I don't want August.
Top 31 days.
Damn it, Dave.
Yes,
Well,
damn it,
my
Dave.
neighbour back
When's
with
it-
it.
When's it my turn? When's it my? Just give me a heads up when it's my turn.
You can be
You can have
deputy blamer
September.
every month. So if the main blamer's duties cannot be fulfilled, you can take the blame.
B says, don't take my month away.
Right? We love you, B. We miss you.
Yes.
Speaking about doing things, people.
I knew doorknob the head would have to go there.
Say again, MathPig.
I says, speaking of doing things for people, Manda's fund broke $200 last night.
Whee!
Now, there's
you,
also been
everybody.
upwards of
You're very,
£60
very
worth
sweet.
of stuff bought straight from the wish list. So
Yeah.
really, really good. Thank you, everybody that's donated. And yeah,
I'm humbled. Thank you, everybody.
She's going to be modelling it all when it arrives.
no,
You can't keep that bee suit to yourself.
I don't think anyone's going
You
to
can-
buy the big suit.
You can drink one of the wooden cups when they finally arrive, because I had to get them shipped to mine first, and then
Okay.
they're saying they're going to take a few weeks, so could be a while yet.
Okay.
I'm not sure what happened because there was the original UK one. That you
Yeah, I
got
don't.
the first link
Yeah.
to Jeff, but then I had to change it purely because of that problem, because nobody could post to America. So I created an American account then and
I
set
I should have held
You
on for a
did it
couple of
before
days.
that.
Yeah, I should have held on for a couple of days, but I don't. Oh well.
It's okay. Okay. That means
Right.
I just get more stuff later. And Dave should get his gift finally in a couple of, like, what?
Dave's gift was posted out last week.
Ooh. You have to tell us when you get it, Dave. I want to see it.
You want to see it? Do we have to model it?
Yes.
Yes.
You gotta wear that shit. No, just kidding. No, it's not a sexy costume. It's not a maid's costume, I promise
We
you.
don't,
Nothing
We don't-
sexual at all. It's actually a
Oh.
I was
decent.
going to say we don't want to do critical questions with like a gimp's mask bobbing up and down.
No,
That'd
that
be
would be
awesome.
fucking awesome.
Although saying that, I could switch to sitting on the floor and just have a mask. Just bounce the mask on a stick. Right. Oh, the next question is horrific.
Oh, fuck me.
Right. I hope it fits. Right. Let's do it. Right. Question 1004. Do you think that voice in your head that you perceive as yourself is the one making the actual decisions? Or is there a shadowy other you, for whom the you voice is just a toadying spokesperson, who never speaks but makes all the actual choices that the you voice then has to justify to you?
Okay.
What the fuck?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, that's
Do you think the voice
That was
in you...
convoluted as shit, yo.
It was.
that's like
Blame herring. Do you think that voice in your head that you perceive as yourself is the one making the actual decisions, or is there a shadowy other you?
okay.
I'm evil intrinsically, so there's no shadowy other me. It's just fucking me.
Well,
You're certain of that?
Yes. You've
doesn't
met
that-
me, Dave.
The voice in your head
No.
doesn't tell you to do other things that you argue with it about?
Nope. I'm all with it.
well,
All the evil. We're intertwined.
I'm going to say, even if it's this other voice in my head or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Jeff, there's your gimp. There's Dave in your gimp suit for you.
Ah, okay. I'm sure he's posted that before.
He hasn't. He has.
Yeah, that was the old picture. You should see Dave in his new gimp suit. He's put on a wee bit of weight, like.
I like my story behind that.
Oh,
I used too much lube
you use too much lube.
and slipped.
Oh.
Oh fuck!
Broke Jeff.
Have we broken Jeff before?
No, I don't think so.
Oh god, that was fucking brilliant.
Oh, Jeff, do you want to see the best one yet?
Oh my god.
This is the best one yet. Let me see.
It better be good.
This is when Dave gets all excited. Oh, where's my mouse?
Come on!
He wore this for Halloween.
Oh, dear.
Spider-Man one. No, I prefer the ball one.
The bouncy ball one was fucking perfect.
Oh, you hurt
There you
me. Fuck.
Oh fucking hell.
Never again says we're integrated, but I don't let it talk me into stabbing people with forks, and that voice wants to.
Okay, so I was about to answer this fucking question and I've forgotten completely what I was going to say.
The Harmonica Man says, are you trying to discover who is the most insane here? And B says, this is way too complicated for 7 a.m.
I have one more photo that's in that folder. I actually I took Manda's prom photo and my formal photo and cut the two of us out and put them together. That's quite interesting.
No, that's
No.
sappy.
You might kill me.
Moving on.
This
No.
is one of those times when you need to say no. Well, God, I was going to actually answer this question. I forgot totally what I was going to say, but give me a minute.
Nerdy.
All right, nerdy. You answer.
That's a bit of a weird question because it kind of assumes you've only got one voice in your head,
There you go.
and there's loads in there. There's like a whole cacophony of things going on, and most of the ones
Asshole.
I mean, the ones you can hear basically never have anything to do with what actually happens. It's all the shadowy ones in the background that control everything.
Kill him, kick him, kick him, kick him.
Yeah, you see, none of those mean anything. It's the ones you can't hear.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
What
They've
does
done
it tell
some-
you to fuck with me?
Go on, Granny.
They've done some studies recently where they were checking brain activity and asking people questions. And from the brain activity, people had already made a decision on what to do before they even knew that they had made a decision on what to do.
Well, this is why this question is interesting.
Right. So
Because
the voice in your head really is too late. You've already made the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The voice in your head justifies the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Or not. Sometimes it just laughs at you about it.
Why the fuck did you do that?
I don't. I think I was gonna say something along the lines of either way it is, it still doesn't necessarily get us around the problem of hard solipsism. Just
Not really
saying.
a problem, is it?
That's a philosophical problem, which is sort
Not
of
really.
well, it's mental masturbation is what I'd really call it. But
Dornopper asks, do the voices have conversations with themselves?
Yes, they do.
Never Again says, I know, right? I have many voices yakking all at once, or is that you guys I'm hearing? Yeah, it usually does.
Are you a solipsist?
Say again?
Depends if he's a solipsist or not.
of course, I'm not a solipsist, but
Well,
I
the
just
interesting-
wait. I think what it is. I know what he was trying to do there. He was trying to get me to say yes, so he could do the fucking Dillahunty. You're a solipsist thing. If anyone's ever seen that clip, it's fucking brilliant.
There is evidence that suggests an awful lot of our brain disorders are related to timing in the brain.
What do you mean?
Well, for example, because things don't happen in your brain at the same time. For example, you do not hear what you are seeing. They happen at completely different times. Your brain reconstructs, so you think you see and hear at the same time. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, what happens when the voice in your head comes a second before you think it's due? All of a sudden, you've got somebody in your brain that is preempting you. And you think it's someone else talking. That's how your brain interprets it.
I do.
Yeah.
I've never interpreted it that way.
But it can be the same with hearing as well, and with other hallucination types. It's a mistiming. You're hearing the thing, but it's not being reconstructed at the right time. It's not being put into the pipeline at the right time.
Can I use this as an excuse for something for future reference? That it's this horrible little evil voice in my head that kind of just forces me against my will to do Jar Jar impressions in front of Mando. It's really, they're really therefore I should be absolved of all responsibility.
So you're a victim of
No,
it.
I'm pretty sure you're just a fucking masochist because you want me to beat the shit out of you. That's all.
It means you need to be put in a cage so you can be contained.
Yes. Don't
You definitely are working off the theory that I'm a masochist here, aren't you?
He's a masochist.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was
No,
not
I
me.
know it was nerdy, and I warned him, and he still did it.
You want me to frown at him?
That's the worst thing that can happen. Frown at him.
See, I would have brought the soundboard up to tape. I know you haven't been
It's
well.
heartbreaking. It works so well.
It does. It's my best weapon.
Harmonica Man says, well, I used to have multiple personalities, but we're better now. Donald Pitt says, timing, you mean to carve the turkey? You meant to carve the turkey, but you carved Grandpa instead.
Oh gosh.
Right, someone's going to have to send me that Dillahunty clip, because I don't know if I've seen it.
Oh, I'll try and find it. It's,
My wait list.
yeah, it's I'll put it in the chat or something. It's an old one with him and Jeff D. It's I'll
What are you
find it.
doing?
I'll put it in. Yeah.
Who are you flirting with? Is this...
Fuck off.
Right. Next question, I think. Oh, next question's evil.
Why do you preempt these with shit like that? You make it worse.
I know.
That's why.
That's
That's
why. Answer the question. Next.
Question
Moving on.
105. No, that's a long time ago. Question 1005. Is there a viable ethical use for human cloning? Or are we just destined to have copies of ourselves created for organ harvesting?
I was gonna say that's the viable use.
Yeah, that was my viable use. Yeah.
Mhm.
Am I
Is
a
that
terrible
ethical?
person for that?
Well, and that's why the question is viable ethical use.
How if you do it a certain way and you can grow them without a connection to the brainstem and and be able to keep them alive so that there's no consciousness, it's just a body. Why is that not ethical?
Grow the body parts individually rather than growing an
Right,
entire
that's
body.
what I was thinking. Grow the organs individually.
Right, growing the
Yeah,
organs, but we're not
or
talking
that.
about growing the organs individually. We're talking about cloning the person, cloning you.
Still, we don't need more people though. Like, we're totally fucked population wise.
I have an
Let's just
idea.
try.
You get cloned,
They
then
might
you
have
get put in a room with your clone and one gun, and whoever gets to leave, they get the organs from the other person. There you go.
Yeah, but usually there's only one that requires them, and that's the one the original.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to make a nice, cool Thunderdome here, Dave. Clone Thunderdome, all right? Don't
Clone
ruin the
Thunderdome.
plan.
You could certainly do something. You could certainly do quite a few different weird types of game shows where you claim
Yep.
that no one gets hurt and you're just using clones instead. Yeah. That would work quite well. Clonodome. Clonodome? Harmonica Man says the ethical use would be to transfer your consciousness to the new body, which would require that the other body had a brain already.
No,
You just said we're cloning me. Are you saying I don't have a brain?
No, we're saying how do you? We're saying the body you're going to go into has to have a brain. For this to be ethical, you've got to not be creating another human.
Yes. Which is why we said organs, and you fucking threw that out the window.
Yes, because we're talking about cloning. But my point is the point was made there. The Harmonica Man said the ethical use would be to to transfer your consciousness to the new body. But to transfer your consciousness, there has to be a brain already there.
not if you transfer the whole brain.
Brain transplant into the new body.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Another question. Are we cloning these as children, or are we having them fully grown to the same age as us? Because, okay, there's a brain there, but if you bring it to the point of, the age that we are at now, it has had no input, no nothing. It has no memories. It has
Yeah, we don't
nothing.
have magic. When we clone it, we've got to grow it.
Right. So you're growing a child. You're having a baby.
Yes.
And I'm sure science will eventually be able to speed up the growing process.
Oh, I think so. I think in less than 100 years,
Yeah.
I think we will be able to regrow an organ like magic.
Yeah.
If
They're
we
already
can grow
working on 3D printing
meat,
them as well.
if we
Say
can
again?
grow meat in a lab, we should be able to grow organs eventually.
Well, is it not right that they've basically done not a clone, but they took a heart, I think it was a heart, and they flushed it of all cell matter, but kept the actual cell structure,
Yeah.
and then cloned somebody's DNA and put it into that.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, the problem we've got right now is we can clone any cell in the human body without a problem. Right. What we can't do is make it grow in the right structure.
Mm.
Right. So basically, what we did was get another structure from something else because that's got no
Yes.
real genetic material in it, and then covered it in our goo and cloned our meat around it, basically. Seraphim says, does she have to raise the baby? No. You could send it off to an island, a little warehouse. They all live together, all happy
Send it off
lives.
to Ireland.
to Ireland, yes.
I think you've watched that movie, The Islands, to be honest.
I watched it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I watched it 2 weeks ago because we talked about it in one of these questions, and I just after it went and watched it.
Who
Nag
the fuck
says,
was I?
asleep.
Probably. The only time I'm not with you is when you're sleeping, woman.
Or working.
Nax says magic exists. Have no one ever seen Lord of the Rings? Doorknobhead asks, do the clones come in special flavors?
Have
Right,
you seen those new pods that they're talking about will be the way of the future to be able to raise to incubate a baby?
See, the problem with that, there's a lot more people now are taking cesareans over natural birth.
Yes.
And that's a problem, because if our body stops using that as a whole, I'm not going to say it's going to
the problem
evolve
is,
out of it.
no, you're half wrong is the issue. Half wrong. The problem is that our babies are now too big. We really should be gestating longer. We should be gestating. You look at other species.
Well, I mean, that's the reason that we have, it's because of the size of the heads. That's why human babies come out earlier than they need to be fully gestated, and that's why, us as humans raise our children for so much longer. They need a longer amount of time.
Yeah, I think somebody made a joke. It was like, do you ever see a deer giving birth? It's just walking along. Boop, baby jumps up. Hold on, mummy, and runs on after it. Just straight away, I can instantly walk.
Childbirth fucking sucks,
Yeah. The point is I think that I imagine at some point in the future we will transplant out.
Uh-huh.
We will effectively give birth at 5 months.
Yeah, it only sucks if you're putting the child back in, surely.
Depends on your delivery system.
Use a cannon. The point being, if you gave birth at 5 months and then incubated it outside of the body for another, you then go for another 10 months. You end up in a situation where we could potentially have something functioning quicker. I don't know, but we can't carry on as we go.
You have to take into account the learning process as well, the way that a human baby takes in information at certain parts of their their development. And you're taking parts of that away because, after children are born, they don't see very well and their hearing is different, and these things develop as the child continues to grow.
Yes, but a lot of that could be given other ways. I mean, everything internal could be given other ways. I mean, but you've got to get it right. At the end of the day, that's important as well. Yeah, you can't just incubate a child and give them the nutrients. You'd need to give them the sounds and the everything, the experience, because all of that adds to the growth of it. In terms of its brain, in terms of its, it's not just its physical. Now they've gone nuts. Seraphim says, I know someone in Ireland, get him to raise it. Mwahahaha. MathPig's getting a clone farm. MathPig's getting a clone farm.
No.
And Granny can knit all the babies' hats. What does that say? Dawn Up It says, if the clown was grown inside out, you could more easily pick the organs. Oh, clone. I don't know why he was growing clouds. Harmonica Man says, if the clone freaks out and jumped out the window and killed its naked self, would authorities write it up as an obscure clone fall? I don't get why that's funny.
Not obscure. You misread that.
Obscene clone fall. It's a spoonerism.
Oh. Dawn of Head says, marinate / incubate outside the body. Marinate. Spooky says, I've just realised Dave knows nothing, he just makes stuff up. Yeah? That sounds about right. So the point is, we're back to the original question. Assuming that you want something with a brain, can it be ethical?
Yes, easily.
No.
How? How can it be ethical if it's got a brain?
You're thinking biologically.
As opposed to
Creating a brain.
creating.
Why can
say
it
that
not just be an exceptionally complicated neural network that you can't distinguish from an organic brain?
Then you get into a whole other ethical issues. But yes, but at least it
I've
could
been
be
watching
blank.
Humans on Netflix, you see, so watch out. Yeah.
See, I'm stuck. I can't see. The problem is I have the same problem with actual AI. Because the problem is I don't think there's anything special about our brain. I think our brain is eminently reproducible.
Exactly.
We've got the technology to do it now, but I think I think we'll be able to build a brain out of electronics.
Yeah.
Don't know, a couple hundred years, maybe sooner.
It's just an input-output system. So.
Yes, very much so. So I think we're going to hit ethical problems then. But what's stored? The running memory? We'll go with running memory. Is then going to be the only thing that's really relevant to us?
Running memory.
Yes. What's in memory right now? The current state of the system.
Okay.
The software.
Well, I mean, you've got two sorts of models because you've got the artificial intelligence that never forgets, and then you've got the one that does forget, and you've built it around the forgetting memory.
No, but what I meant in the sense of you transferring another consciousness into it.
Oh, I'm just talking about making new organs and brains and yeah.
You're just tinkering.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I won't be around to have to worry about it.
I'm also stuck. Is it, are you talking about ethics or morals? And are you talking about normative, applied, or meta ethics? Are you trying to figure out, what?
Do they make pickle slices?
Yes.
They make them nicely crinkly cut.
Yes, and thin slices too.
Thin slices. Right, I think we'll move on. I don't think we're going to answer that question, which is very disappointing. You have a point?
Not about this. Can I complain about something else?
Sure.
Okay. Fuck NASCAR.
What?
With the fans, and just fuck it.
What?
Okay. So they instituted this thing a few weeks ago. There's one African American driver in NASCAR, and he said, this whole Confederate flag thing is fucked. So they decided to ban Confederate flags from NASCAR. So yesterday they had a race. They brought a bunch of them in, flew one over the stadium, booed him when he came on, and waved the Confederate flag in his face. And then he ended up crashing, and they cheered when he did it. Fuck
Your country is
NASCAR.
fucked.
Get rid of it. Just fuck it.
Okay, but that
Fuck all
isn't.
its fans. What?
I was gonna say that's not NASCAR. That's the fans.
I know, but the fans make NASCAR.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Either way, it's fucked and it pisses me off. I just wanted to say that. Fuck them all.
And Trump's, statement that he should be somehow punished because they found that noose in his. Yeah, that was totally ridiculous.
He wasn't even the one who reported it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's so fucked up. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this bullshit. Angel and I just ordered shirts that said "fuck your rebel flag," and we will wear them proudly here in Georgia and probably get our asses beat for it. But I don't care. Just fuck it.
Okay, yeah, I'm down with that. Fuck NASCAR.
Yeah. Thank you.
I never liked NASCAR in the first place. I thought car racing was the most boring sport ever invented.
It's also incredibly fucking wasteful.
That's
wasteful.
It wouldn't be so boring if you Americans actually put turns and bends into your race circuits instead of driving straight lines. I'm getting the feeling that American race drivers can only drive in straight lines.
Road racing in Northern Ireland in the late 80s, start of the 90s was fucking amazing. But it's not worth now. It's not worth it.
I got a weakness. I don't watch a lot of car racing in all serious, but I do watch motorcycles. And So I expect MathPig's familiar with the Northwest 200 anyway. So
I don't go to. I used to go and just sit and drink for a weekend, man, because a friend of mine had like an apartment down there, and we could go and take advantage of it, But no, I've no real love for the motorbikes. Car drive, I like my cars now, but
I
taking
mean,
all the fun out of it now. There's too much safety,
well, I
It's one
mean,
of those things. I think we do need a sport that's unsafe.
yeah,
Well,
I
man,
mean,
those
If you go watch the Northwest 200, that sport that's
road
a day.
racing.
Every
Same-
single year,
yeah.
they lose somebody. Every year,
Same-
somebody dies.
One at a
Yeah,
time.
Same as the Isle of Man TT.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose one of the good things, the only decent thing I think the TT's done in the last sort of 10 years is, the bringing in the electric bikes or whatever. Because obviously you're gonna have to look at these, things that have got alternative fuel sources or whatever. So, so I didn't sort of mind that because some of the better technology it does kind of come down from racing or whatever, and into road vehicles, but I'd like to see a bit more emphasis put on that.
You see, well, I think so, especially because if we had proper tracks, it could be more like Dodgems if you didn't have to carry the battery.
Yeah.
They've made drinking tea into a sport, huh?
The Northwest 200, I think, lost 3 people from the same family over the course of 4 years. They just kept going, and there's no stopping them. It's you're driving on a motorbike at 220, 230 miles an hour, and you come off the bike
on roads. Yeah.
And you ever try
On
asking them people or talking to them people, they will not stop. It is in their blood. It's in them, and it won't stop.
This is why you need. You see, the point is, you need a sport.
I'm talking about in the chat. Sorry.
Yeah,
You need a sport that prunes people. A sport that pushes things to the limit.
So like the battle royale sort of thing.
Yes.
Okay. 100 men enter, 1 man leaves. 100 enter, 1 man leaves.
No, make NASCAR that.
You win by being the last one alive, not the first one over the finish.
Yes.
I mean, because that's NASCAR. NASCAR is already only like a couple of steps away from Mad Max as it is. So just push it down that. Push it into that.
Right. Next question is a sponsored question, which is a bit of annoying because the person that sponsored it is here.
Sponsored by NASCAR.
Yeah.
Toblerone.
Question 1006. What is the funniest / worst pet name you have heard?
This probably isn't the funniest or the best, but it makes for a funny story. My mom was a nurse, and she got a Christmas card one year from a family that she worked with, and they were the Pop family. Their last name was Pop, and they had the card was a house, and it had a different name on each window of the house for each person that lived in the family. This was before photos on cards, and one of the windows said Lolly, and everyone was oh no, they didn't name their daughter Lollipop, did they? But no, it was the dog.
Robert Reed has a cat named Fuckstick.
Was it always called Fuckstick?
What?
Was it always called Fuckstick?
Yep. That's
what does Robert do with his Fuckstick?
Especially because it's a cat. That's the best.
So sorry. Let me just clarify the question here. I'm not going to say funny, but worst name for a pet I've ever heard. I'm not going to repeat on it, but there was a story about it the other day on that they've removed the gravestone for this thing. The Dan Buster's mascot dog, which I'm not going to say the name of.
I have no idea what it was.
It was a black dog, and it began with N.
Oh,
so that's the worst. Not the funniest, the worst.
Yep.
That is horrible.
Yeah, it was famous dog, the Dam Busters from World War II. That was the name of the squadron's dog, and there was a story about it the other day because they've removed that because of the name.
Right. Donald Head says my sister's dog was named Go-Go in the 1960s. B says some cats are great and some dogs are vicious arseholes. Yeah, but dogs are still better.
Yeah, dogs are always better. Sorry, Pete. I love you to death, but fuck me, cats suck.
Seraphim says, I called one of my cats Dickface. Sweet little thing. Had a huge dick marking on her face. I miss Dickface. Doorknob says, Shithead was the name of a dog. They like to say, come here, shithead. Want to play fetch, shithead. The dog really loved its name. Nerdy.
That's a tough one. I can't think of any weird pet names or anything like that. The only strange name that comes to mind is when I used to do a delivery round to people. I used to have to deliver something to a Mr. Diath, which of course is written Mr. Death.
Fair enough. Manda.
I already answered.
Give us a better one.
A better one than Fuckstick?
Yeah.
I don't have a better one than Fuckstick. Sorry. You answer.
MathPig.
I call Manda Pet. I called her
call
Silly
everyone
Moo
Pet.
the other day, and she thought I was calling her, insulting her and calling her a cow.
Well, yes.
Silly Moo does not mean you're a cow. Silly Moo is not the same as silly cow. Silly Moo is an affectionate way of saying, "Oh, aren't you silly, honey?"
You know that saying was created for a television show to get around calling a woman a silly cow.
I looked it up and I seen that, but it's not what it is used as now.
So you were calling me a cow then?
No, I sent you the fucking definition. It's an affectionate way to say you're being silly.
Actually,
Okay.
arithmetic bacon's one of the sillier pet names I've heard.
Yeah. That's pretty bad.
I think MathPig has quite a lot of pet names. Pork Papa and...
Yeah. Cosine swine.
It's one of the. I just think it's very irony though with the origin of that particular slang term though, because if anyone knows the show in question, they had no problems with really, really bad racial slurs, but calling a woman a cow was too much.
Yep.
That was so if anyone was wondering, that was till death us do part, which that won't mean anything to Americans, but there was their own version of that, and that they had a watered down version of Alf Garnett called Archie Bunker. So if that
You saw that.
I'm going to wet myself. Right. Dawn of Head says, I don't know, cats are pretty vicious arseholes, and they like to flaunt it too. Seraphim says, dogs do too, oddly. Seraph says, dogs are always the best. Yeah, I think there might be a war about to break out. B says, met a guy yesterday, older guy with a cane. He said his wife calls him Flash. Come on, Flash, let's go, Flash. That sounds interesting. Sammy says, I knew a man that called his dog Pot. That's a pretty weird name for a pet.
His full name is Pothead. Get it right.
Mr. Pothead.
Oh no, he's not a mister. No. Asshole.
Sorry,
But
Sir Pothead.
Stop being so mean to Pot. Fuck.
what did Pot do yesterday that you near fucking fell off the bed? You were laughing that hard. Right? There's flies in the room, and Pot's staring at a fly, watching it intently, and then runs at it and jumps and headbutts straight into the radiator.
Behind
In Fort
MathPig,
Wayne,
and I just
Jack-
see the dog go whoosh, right, like face first, right into the radiator.
That's MathPig's dog. They take after their owners, apparently.
Oh,
went for a walk the other day. He decided to get out of the house. Well, he didn't get out of the house. Someone left the door open. He went for a walk. He was gone for at least a half hour, 40 minutes.
In Fort Wayne, Johnny Appleseed is really big. When they renamed the minor league baseball team, they called them the Tin Caps, and their mascot was Johnny Appleseed with a tin pot on his head, and so a lot of people call them the Potheads.
B says, dogs are needy. I can leave my cats for 3 days and they're fine. Still love to see me when I come home. I could leave my dog for 3 days. She wouldn't be happy.
I leave my dog for fucking 20 minutes and she loses her shit. See?
There we go. There's proof that dogs are better right there.
Yeah. He's only here because I have treats. That's it.
Someone's trying to get up on your lap. Come on.
Doorknob Head says, a pig calls his pet a cow. This is like a behind the green door unpublished chapter of Animal Farm. I'm so confused.
Oh boy.
Right, I agree. Right, I think we're done with that question. Right. The penultimate question is another terrible one.
Did you just pick a bunch of terrible questions? Is that it?
Oh, they're long ones. Right, I'm only going to put half of it up and then just read the other half.
Go
right. Question 1007. If you had to have the head of another human being grafted onto your shoulders in order to save space and resources, whose head would you be okay with having placed next to yours? Would it be better or worse if it was your partner's? How much money would you have to be paid to go something because it's cut off?
What?
Can I have it?
That's not one question. That's 5 questions.
Penultimate questions with like 5 questions put in there.
What was the last part of it? I didn't. What was it?
2 seconds. I'm going to have to go back to the actual question file because it cut it off. Apparently, it's shorter. How much money would you have to be paid to go along with this arrangement? What if it was your head that was to go on someone else's body?
God, that's fucking stupid, Dave.
£10 billion, and I want Zaphod Beeblebrox's head because he's got experience in this sort of thing.
The point is, right? Would you have the head? This is why the question was long. The question is simple. The question is, would you have? Would be okay with another head going on your shoulder?
Not particularly.
How much would you have to be paid to do it? The alternative is that person dying.
What's the alternative is what?
That person dying.
That's not enough fucking money been printed.
And taking into account that it could be the other way around.
Yeah, then it's my time. It's my time.
You wouldn't accept it, but you wouldn't expect it either.
Yeah.
Are you the same, Granny?
Yeah.
Nerdy?
I'm all up for the 10 billion and Zaphod Beeblebrox's head.
If I
What
could have
about you
Stephen
going-
Hawking's head, that'd be nice, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
It'd be someone to
work.
talk to. It'd be great. You
Yeah.
wouldn't ever have to leave the house or, you know.
How much would it cost for Stephen Hawking's head to go on your shoulders? Or would you do that for free?
Well, that's a bit difficult because he's not really alive. But
No,
then neither are the
assuming,
others. So,
assuming he was alive. Let's go with Brian Cox.
yeah. Well, I
Who's
don't
Brian
know.
Cox?
Oh.
Astrophysicist.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Neil
He's quite
deGrasse
cute as
Tyson.
well, so you could snog yourself and
He's
learn.
not as annoying as Neil deGrasse Tyson. So.
No.
And it used to be the boy band, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could be a one-man band.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean the money just stays at 10 billion because you can do so much with 10 billion quid. It's fine, and yeah, some genius's head. That's fine.
You're fine with some genius's head. And what about you going on someone else's head? And that shoulders.
God, I mean that would be terrible for the other person. And yeah, I wouldn't submit anybody else to having my head on their shoulders.
Would you not?
No, it'd be too bad for them.
It'd be too bad for them. Doorknob Head says Brian Cox is pretty snoggable. Fact. Sammy said, I would have some hot androgynous person's head. I would happily go into a hot person's body as long as I have fiddling rights, and I would accept whatever cash you would want to give me. Manda.
This is a stupid question.
She's saying it's a stupid question. Me and her are hashing out the details in the private chat section.
Would you take MathPig on your
You're
shoulder?
telling me what you want. That's pretty much
I'm
it.
just saying, if I had to get Manda's head, I would like to get at least one boob so we could still have some fun.
No, you
She's
don't get a
arguing
boob.
with me that one boob would be weird.
It is weird.
And if
I
I
just
take
want-
two boobs, then they'd both be on me and they'd be like my boobs, and that's just masturbation. I'm trying to have sex with you here.
It's just the
I
head.
agree with MathPig. You have to have one boob.
One boob.
You could
Just
get.
so you know that it's
Right, firstly,
always yours.
you only get a head, but you can get a breast implant.
But then it's not my boob.
No, but it wouldn't be
You
your
heard
boob
Dave,
because
you
it's
get
just the head. Yeah.
You always get head on Dave's show. So
MathPig's head plays with the boob, and Amanda's head plays with MathPig's little tiny nipple. That's how it works.
Nothing little about me.
I would get Dave's head on attached to me.
Please kick her, divorce.
Fuck off. We can't. Like you said, if we're attached, then it's masturbation. It's not sex. I can't have sex with you if
I am
if
never
I'm
having
not-
sex with you again if Dave's head is always on your shoulder, staring at me with a cackle smile on his face. Are you done yet? You're doing that wrong. She told me last week she likes it this way. Shut up.
We'll put the gimp mask on. He won't see a thing. It's fine.
No, all you hear is
Two ball gags.
I don't have a ball gag on my desk.
But no, you still have to pay me a shit ton of money for it because that just seems. I don't like to be around people. Period. I wouldn't want to have to be around somebody all the fucking time. Jesus,
Okay, I get the hint.
that's you.
Yeah, fuck off, MathPig.
Clearly me. You're not putting me in your shoulder. You're taking Dave.
I gave you the explanation for why I'm not putting you on my shoulder.
Yeah, she
Don't
refers me to you.
It hurt.
You do. I mean, and you do realise that you could have answered this by saying, giving my answer as well.
But she is a humanitarian. She wants to save someone good.
Two's company, three's a crowd, unless it's Dave, in which case it's all right.
Just Dave's head.
Sammy says, "Oh, but if my partner was here, I'd have hers." Donald Pet says, "If death did come, would it be in the form of maggots, flies?" No. Santi says, "Clone myself and attach the clone head to mine."
I see what you did there.
Yeah. What about your head on someone else's body?
What?
What about your head on someone else's body, on someone else's shoulder?
No, that would be mean.
Even if you were gonna, that or die.
I'm always gonna pick death, Dave.
I'm going to have to just cut your head and boob off and attach it to me against your will, and you wake up in that position. What the fuck? Hi, honey.
Looking forward to it, honey. It's okay.
When you attached her, wait. When you attached her, would you attach her facing forwards or sideways looking at you?
Oh, no. She would hate me if I did that.
Just have it looking down at the one boob.
Why did you pick this boob? It's the wrong one. I preferred the other one.
If we can place it anywhere, we might as well put her on my belly, and then she can reach down and
Shut
moving
the
on.
fuck up. And yes, Dave, I do have a favorite boob. Every woman does.
We do?
Is its name MathPig?
No, its name's Nerdy.
Nerdy.
Kidding. It's not.
Phew.
Harmonica Man says, what would happen if your wife and mistress decided to get together? Would that not be perfect? MathPig. Would you
I
take
went
someone
on for ages.
What?
I've clearly answered.
Yeah.
So you would take a stranger's head on your shoulder?
Strangers? Probably
Just
not.
clarify.
I'd demand this. I've went through this question.
Like literally 2 minutes ago, Dave.
Yeah, no, but I'm trying to find out where his limits are. A stranger needs a body.
Oh, fuck
That's
the
okay.
stranger.
Strangers need a body. Good for them. Ring
Good
Jeff.
for them.
See,
All right, what if
See,
you
man-
needed to go on a stranger's body?
I just die. I
see,
wouldn't.
nobody wants to share their head on my body.
Why not?
So
No
we're not
one.
strangers.
Amanda, would you seriously like your head's there, and then someone constantly going, "Mister, muy here."
Okay, yeah, I end up killing you some. I
Yeah.
figure out a way to
You
kill you.
bite
with
his
just my
ear
head.
and rip it off,
Like,
and keep
headbutt
going until
you
you
to
get to the. Jeff needs someone attached to him. Right,
No, he does not.
Moving on.
moving on. Yes,
Wait, Dave.
yes. What?
Answer the fucking question.
Oh, I'd do it for money. Yeah.
But whose head would you have attached to you?
Oh, anybody's. The right amount of
Anybody's?
money. For the right amount of money, yeah.
You
Donald
whore.
Trump.
Yeah,
Donald
Donald
Trump. No, I
Trump.
wouldn't
There you
actually. No, I'm fairly convinced that there isn't enough money for that. Nerdy, would
Actually,
you
it
10
wouldn't
billion?
be bad
Would you do
having
Trump?
because you could punch it all the time.
Stop hurting yourself. Stop hurting yourself.
Would you do Nerdy? Would you do Trump for 10 billion?
Yeah, stop hurting yourself. Stop hurting.
Yeah, all right then, 10 billion. And that's more than enough to get him fucking removed. So I've got this
There you go.
cancerous growth here. Monica Man says, I'll call Tootie for you, Dave, and see if she's willing to share. Santi says, does it have to be on the shoulder? Yes, it has to be on the shoulder. Right. Last question. Question 1008. Would you rather replace your dominant arm with a sword or replace your feet with wheels?
God damn it.
Why, God damn it.
What kind of sword?
What do you mean, what kind of sword?
Well, what kind of
An
sword?
epee, a samurai sword.
Yeah. Claymore? What?
Just a sword about that thick. That way, about that
Which-
thick, that way.
Which
down
we
to
can
about the
barely
length of your
see,
arm.
Dave, we can barely fucking see that.
Right, it's about 1 inch by about 1/8 of an inch.
A short sword.
Relatively short.
And
It's
how
the length of
long?
your
More
arm.
like a dagger.
No, it's the length of your arm.
Oh,
I was
okay.
describing the blade. The blade is about 1 inch wide and
Oh, so
along its length.
basically it takes up your whole arm, not just.
Yeah.
Just all your whole arm from your shoulder down to your hand.
Yeah,
You
it wouldn't be
just
very
go around-
practical then.
Challenging
Thanks.
everyone to duels, couldn't you? And Badger
Yes.
would be right up there, and he'd be like, you know,
It'd be
Apart
nice
from
for
the fact-
cooking.
oh,
I got a super chat from Not a Great Gamer, which is the poop emoji.
He's worked this out.
Sammy says, how much would it cost for Kent Hovid? Oh, for the head. Sarah said, wheels I
Oh.
need to draw.
that's pushing it.
Oh,
A
have
very...
you ever seen?
I would
you ever
sit
seen,
there
ever
and
seen
show
a head
him...
produce a non-Kent?
You met Eric.
Oh yeah, Eric's almost as insufferable as his old man, actually.
As one admits, I think Eric believes it, and that's disturbing.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people feel sorry for Eric. I don't. He's just as much of a fucking crook as his old man.
He's a parrot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He parrots his old man, and he's just as bloody dishonest.
Stool says wheels and spatula hands. That's not the option. Sammy says wheel feet. I could never skate. Santi says feet with wheels. I'll be unstoppable. Spooky says feet with wheels. No brainer. Harmonica Man says feet with wheels. You would have to live where there was little snowfall, though. Well, at least in the snow you could walk.
I mean, you can come at me with your feet wheels and I'll just hold out my sword arm and that's it.
Yes.
I win.
That's pretty much. Manda.
Yeah, you know how I feel about feet questions because I have a thing with shoes. But fuck me, this is a hard one because I don't want a sword hand. I shit. Oh, you're making me give up my shoes, which pisses me off.
Well, you could get
So
special shoes that would go over the wheels.
Dave, can the sword be a lightsaber?
No.
Oh, see, I would have actually gone with that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I would be worried for hand jobs.
You used to choose the non-dominant hand.
But what if she's angry?
Then we start calling you Bobbit.
No, I'm Bobbit.
I thought he was
Lorraine?
Bobbit as well.
You
I
could
thought they were
put
both
a
Bobbit.
bit of rope round her waist, and then you know, with the wheeled feet, you could just drag Amanda towards you at any time.
Yeah.
There you go.
Remote control Manda.
I just
Pretty
have to
pretty
do my
much remote
task and
control
keep
anyway.
Closer towards me.
See, if you
I was
had
expecting you to go buzz.
That's terrible.
Yeah, the trouble is you just be wheeling her around and like going exterminate.
You could put a little engine on, maybe drive her to the shops.
There you go.
You
I'm
could ride
Mobile
her.
Manda.
And don't forget she's got
Nerdy,
two
did you
hands.
answer?
What?
Did Nerdy answer?
Nerdy wants the
I don't-
sword.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't answer. I'm probably going to go with a sword though.
Granny?
I go with the wheels.
Wheels. MathPig?
Wales.
Manda.
I answered
What did she
like
say?
not even a minute ago.
I thought she discussed it. I didn't think she'd actually given an answer.
I said wheels.
Wheels.
Dave?
Interesting.
If
I'll
I
go
can wear my
wheels.
shoes on my hands.
Wear your shoes on your hands.
We'll make wheel shoes for you.
Okay. All right, now Dave.
I answered.
You did?
Yes.
Oh,
heard my answer.
Sorry.
No.
No.
Fair enough. No one needs to know then. Wheels.
Answer the question.
He just did. He just did.
Repeatedly.
Okay.
Wheels,
I have
wheels,
a
wheels.
question
I
for you,
want
Dave.
I can
wheels.
hear you.
What-
I'm still dying. Leave me the fuck alone.
I have
What'd
a
you say?
question, Dave.
What?
After today's ours, is Manda still in the lead, or has Jeff overtaken
No,
her?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm definitely not anymore.
Oh, don't.
But I get an asterisk by my name because it's not fucking fair. Not fair.
If I've gone past, it's not exactly a victory because Amanda has fucking not been able. Amanda has practically been dying the past week. So
Exactly. I get an asterisk.
yeah.
Stop making me look bad, Jeff.
No,
Sammy says,
I'm diverting this because I actually happen to know I've gone past Amanda by about an hour now. But does it really fucking matter, honestly?
Fuck.
What?
she can't lie. She...
I can set one out, can't I?
Force me to.
I actually did not know the answer to that. I thought that you were still in the lead. I apologize.
You're an arsehole.
It is literally like about an hour or so in it though, and let's be honest, this is only due to the fact that Manda's practically been fucking dying, so it's not something anyone can crow about here.
Hopefully
this is why he contaminated her drugs.
What about drugs?
He contaminated yours for the surgery.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm that
He made
fucking
this all
devious.
possible.
I'm that fucking devious that I do that.
Sammy says, Dave, in a galaxy far, far away in the future past, swords are lightsabers, just saying. Yes, but this is a metal sword.
Lightsabers would be a pretty impractical weapon anyway, so.
Yes.
You don't have to turn your arm on all the time.
MathPig is always turned on.
What am I always turned on? What?
True.
Sandy says, you're obviously not fighting if you've got wheels. You've got to catch me to stab me. Sandy says, no.
Yes.
Lightsabers are a glorified flashlight.
Can I ask a question? If Manda's got wheels, can we enter her into NASCAR?
No, fuck no.
But she's got to bring her own rope and tie it to the back of one of the cars.
Her own flag.
Yeah, I wouldn't end up with
Her own
super
flag.
rashed by that in 5 seconds if that happened. Fuck NASCAR, fuck it hard. On plan.
Right.
Thank you, Sammy. Yeah, Sammy. That's it. Just fucking bury me fucking forever.
Yep, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, good.
Right.
Take the attention away from me. Jeff's a bastard.
He came on every fucking show too?
Somebody asked me to.
Dave's fault. Blame Dave.
Blame
Damn it,
Dave.
Dave is the biggest pot stirrer you will ever meet.
How about this then? We got to 1,000 questions, and we can say that I scored a late victory, but now it's a new season.
No, new season starts in August.
Okay, there we go. So Manda can still win.
Better
And-
fucking win.
And fucking win, and will fucking win.
Right.
Is there going to be prizes?
I've been thinking about prizes.
It's going to be an award ceremony.
But it's not going to
or
be for the
something.
most amount of time on the show.
Who has the most points?
Who has the most points?
Sarah.
Seraphim.
Pretty sure Sarah's the only one with points.
So some people have lost points. Sarah's the only one with... I think a couple of people have got positive points. But Sarah's got the most.
So what the prizes?
I don't know yet. I thought, wouldn't it be good to do some prizes? It's about as far as the end of my train of thought has gone.
Because
It's going to be an award. It's going to be an award ceremony. The golden bouncy balls trophy,
Oh, that would be awesome. The prizes, you have to come on my show, Dave.
What? For what?
Yep.
Which show? When show?
Well, you've already been on TV time, so you'll have to come on critically. You can either co-host or be the star. Your choice.
And that's
I'd suck at both. Can
I have
it
an
be?
idea
All right.
for figuring out
Wait,
prizes.
wait.
You cut all these questions up and you post them out on the internet separately.
Yeah.
Right, go look at who's got the most views, which question's got the most views, and then watch that video and see who's the coolest answer.
Yeah, the problem is we're only up to question 260 or something.
Well, okay. I think
Well,
I was
so-
there to start, so I have a chance
It
of winning.
works though.
What?
It still works.
Yes, but we'd have to wait another 2 years to find out who won season 1.
I love how you made this so you have 2 years worth of content now. Fucking cheater.
I might just have to do a pointed episode at the end of the season.
How so?
Well, just get on all the people that are deserving, and ask them a set of questions that have actual answers,
Oh, okay.
and compete
Gotcha.
them against each other, and then get them together and have a fight.
So we're going to have
And-
one competitive episode of this, rendering all other previous episodes worthless.
No, because you would have had to
Dave?
have performed so well in the other episodes. We really should end this
Dave?
episode and do this off stream.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'd just like to point out, Dave, you've never seen me compete before.
Are you vicious?
I'm so vicious.
We should have done
Anyway.
a competitive episode last week. Right. On that note, I would like to say thank you very much to Godless Granny.
Right.
To Amanda. To MathPig.
It is Saturday, yes.
Yes.
It is.
Okay, yeah, oink.
What?
Okay.
What would you have said if it wasn't?
Well, you do your shill thing differently. I'm just making sure that when I do
Yeah.
that I
wait.
get the day right.
Yeah.
Thank you to Nerdy.
Oh yeah, because you thought the next day was Sunday for like a fucking week. Keep reminding you were wrong.
Shut up! Thank you, Nerdy.
Sorry.
Speak.
Thank you to Jeff.
Okay.
I've got the link.
I was just gonna wait till I was queued.
Does anyone have anything to shill? MathPig.
Yes.
Tomorrow, I've got Unholy Sarah on.
Have you?
Yes.
She's good.
I don't know much. Honest to fuck, I only found her like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I know of it, but I wasn't. The bell was not rung, so we shall find out on Sunday.
Fair enough. Anyone else got anything to shill?
I have something on Tuesday.
Who's that?
Actual Jake from Hannah and Jake.
Cool. I think.
I'm just moving my Living Critically show to Tuesday this week.
Very cool. Is it at the same time of day?
Yeah, well, not the same day. It's Tuesday, but it's the same time. It's 8 p.m. Eastern.
So 2 a.m. So no.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
1
So you
a.m.
watch it the next day. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
wet.
1 a.m.
1
That's 2
a.m.
a.m. 1 a.m.
Granny.
You've been up that late before, though. So
Functioning
Take a
is the
nap.
problem. Granny.
I thought you were asking for shills for ourselves, but yeah, I released a video yesterday and I'll do a stream again 7:30 Tuesday as usual. Haven't decided what we're going to talk about yet.
Very cool.
sorry, Granny. I'm sorry.
About what?
Because I'm movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But that was just the time he needed. You know, he couldn't do it Sunday.
What time is his?
It's 8 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Apparently it's Purple's birthday
I'm a
tomorrow
bitch. I
too.
know.
Happy birthday, Purple.
Sorry.
Jeff.
Okay.
You have 2 things to shill.
Well, I have 2 things to chill. First of all, as usual, I'll be doing my Asterisk stream. We're doing that tomorrow, 1 p.m. UK time. So we're roughly about sort of the same time this show normally starts. We're doing that on Hissy's channel, and touch wood, you know, fingers crossed, touch wood, all that. We're not going to have any problems this week. But more immediately, and when I mean immediately, like about in 15 minutes or so, a new show will be debuting on Jen's channel, which I believe I'm one of the team captains for, at least for the time being anyway, unless my work screws it all up for me. But there's a new show called That's News to Me. So it's a new panel show. I think kind of in the vein of things like Have I Got News for You or Mock the Week or whatever, in that kind of vein. So I think myself and Jenny Morgan will be the team captains. I think Sarah's one of the guests. I'm not sure who else is this week. But that'll be starting in about 15 minutes over on Jen's channel, and I've just posted the link in the chat. And so is Dave.
Look, you got the name right. Right. On that note, we will see you on Monday. It will be Monday. Yeah. Never happy about that. Right. Thank you everyone in the chat. You have been a blast. But have a good day off. Bye.
Right.